the Almas. Yes. Now we have to contain the second settings. Salam Habibi, how are you? I hope you are fine. It is me, Michaela Santa, and I am here to welcome you to my channel, Sheikh Afghan Jelebi, the Misogynist Michaela. Accordance with titles, yes, today we are going to repeated reply the Almas Jacob in the topic of Nipah virus in India. Has. And now we will discuss that how Almas Jacob propagates about Nipah pandemics in India and what is the reality of Nipah pandemics in India. I would discuss it. But now here today is ICC T20 World Cup T20 2026. 2026. Here uh, we would like to discuss about the cricket England, cricket United States of America, and cricket India. But now here we can say today's point is the match between Scotland versus England, United States of America versus Namibia, and India versus Pakistan. I would discuss with the hypothetical calculations. Okay, now let's get started. First of all, we would see that what is going on the points about our honorable beautiful girls, Almas Jacob. Well, now let's see. Well, here Almas Jacob reported that here Nipah virus can be dangerous for patients in South Asia because it can attacks on your brains. Okay. Okay. Now here we would say about the realities. Okay. Now here we can basically Almas Jacob tried to say the Nipah virus cases in India that is too dangerous that nobody wants to travel in India during the ICC T20 World Cup 2026. And now I would show you the what is the reality in the match between England versus Scotland and United States versus Namibia, and finally it would be India versus Pakistan. Okay, first of all, here we are going to show that how is going the United States of America versus Namibia. Okay, in the first batting here we can see that United States of America scores 199 runs for 4 wickets in 20 overs. On the other hand, Namibia scores 168 runs in 20 overs. And okay, now here we can see the at the first innings is from United States of America. Here Sanjay Krishnamurti scored 68 runs out of 33 balls. On the other hand, Namibia scores here from the Namibia as a reply innings. Lauren Steenkamp scores 58 runs out of 39 balls. And here we could see the United States of America won by almost 31 runs. Okay. And now here is the point that how was the easy to chase the target of 200 runs in 20 overs. Well, now it is the yesterday match. Here we have to discuss that how was easy for Namibia to chase 200 runs in 20 overs. And okay, now let's see what is 198 runs. 198 runs means 33 multiplied by 6. And here that means if 34 balls contains 34 over boundaries, here is the 100% probability says that runs would be 204. Okay. Well, see, oh my Adonai, oh, you are the good persons, nice. Well, Tripoli CSOR. Okay, I would ignore it. But nice question, but I am not like the thieves. Well, now here we can see that that means if the in the reply bat innings, if Namibia could score 204 runs in 34 balls, that means it is 5 overs 4 balls playing. Namibia could defeat United States of America because United States of America scores 199 runs in 20 overs. That means 34 over boundary is enough to chase the score in 34 balls. Just for is the points. Raj. Okay, Shukran Habibi. Well, now here is the going to points. And but what is the reality? The reality is Namibia scored 168 runs in 20 overs. Well, 170 divided by 20 is almost 85 divided by 10. That means it is run rate of Namibia is 8.5 runs, and that makes Namibia to be defeated to United States of America. Okay, and now we can talk about the how United States of America could reach 199 runs of national team score in 20 overs. Well, you are Russians? Oh, do you think I am Russians? I don't think so. Okay, now here we can see Sanjay Krishna Murthy. He could score 68 runs out of 33 balls. Okay. Now here we can see that is the scorecards. Well, here we can see the Sanjay Krishnamurthy is here. He scored 4 boundaries and 6 over boundaries. Okay. Now here we can now let's say the hypothetical points about the crickets. Okay, what is 199 subtracted by 68? Well, 199 subtracted by 68 is 139 subtract by 8. That means 131. Well, now here we can see if Nipah virus would be affected in the match between uh, United States of America and Namibia, then what would happen? Just for words, I am from Bangladesh. Shukran Habibis, I am from Saudi Arabia. Okay, now here we can see 130. What if Nipah virus would be affected on United States of American cricket team, particularly Sanjay Krishnamurti, the United States cricket batsman. Hence, he could score 0 runs out of 33 balls. Because Sanjay Krishnamurti would score 0 run out of 33 balls. Here, United States of America could score 131 runs and provide the target of 132 to Namibia. And here, Namibia could beat United States of America easily. But the reality is crystal opposite because Sanjay Krishnamurti scored 68 runs out of 33 balls. That is the major factor in United States batting innings to provide victory for United States of America against Namibia in the difference of 31 runs. Okay. Saudi Assalamu alaikum sir. Wa alaikum assalam. Here we can see the points. Well, and here we can see. Now let's say the points. What is 33 multiplied by 6? We have discussed that 33 multiplied by 6 is 198. Okay. Now let's see what if Sanjay Krishnamurti would score 198 runs out of 33 balls. Here we can see the points. 33. Now here we can see what is the summation between 131 runs in with 198. I mean the summation between 131 and 198. That is, here we can see summation of 31, 100 and 198. Then we can say the summation of 31 and 298. Okay, what is summation between 3 and 9? That is 12. Hence, what is the summation of 29 and 3? That is 32. That means summation of 1 and 328. That is 329. Okay. United States of America can score 329 runs in 20 overs if and only if Sanjay Krishnamurti would score 198 runs out of 33 balls. But the reality is Sanjay Krishnamurti scored 68 runs out of 33 balls. Here we can say that Sanjay Krishnamurti can his score can say that probably he can be affected of Nipah virus in India, or he can be affected of the psychological pandemic of Nipah virus in India. Otherwise, Sanjay Krishnamurti scored almost 130 less run that he could score 68 runs, where he is to score 199 runs. 198 runs out of 33 balls. And here is the different set of psychological game of Nipah virus. Okay, I am Muslim also. Yes, we are Muslims. But here is not topic about the Islams. Well, now let's see the points. Then what if Sanjay Krishnamurti would not be affected on Nipah virus? Then what would be effect on Namibia batting innings in the cricket match between United States of America versus Namibia? Okay. Here we have previously mentioned that Namibia scored 168 runs in 20 overs, and Namibia lost to United States of America in the 31 runs just because Sanjay Krishnamurti scored 68 runs out of 33 balls, where 4 boundaries and 6 over boundaries. What is 4 multiplied by 4? That is 63. What is 6 multiplied by 6? I mean, so what is 6 square? That is 36. Now, 4 square sum by 6 square. What is the points? Here we can know that here 4 sum by 6 enter square. Subtract by 2 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 6. 2 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 6 is always 48. And 4 sum by 6 is 100. I mean 4 sum by 6 is 10. 10 square is 100. Hundreds subtract by 48 is 52. That means here Sanjay Krishnamurti scored 68 runs. 52 runs contributed in his personal score came from 4 boundaries and 6 over boundaries. Okay. What about the another 23 runs? What about the another 23 balls where he scores some single, doubles, and triples? Here you can notify that a single only for single, doubles, and triples. 68 subtract by 52, that means 60. 60 runs came from 23 balls where score is single, double, triples, and 52 runs came from 10 balls where 4 boundaries and 6 over boundaries. Okay. Are you stupid? No, I am saying just a hypothetical points. Why you can say me stupid? Could you apply it? Could you explain? Could you provide the explanation, please? Okay. Now here we can see that is the significant moments that how we can could notify at the significant points. Okay. Uh, uh, well, now let's see that what if Sanjay Krishnamurti would score 198 runs out of 33 balls? Well, 198 runs out of 33 balls is Sanjay Krishnamurti would score. United States of America would score 329 runs in 20 overs. Namibia could get the target of 330 runs in 30 overs. Okay. Now what is 330 subtract by 168? That is 230 subtract by 68. Now here we can see what is 22 subtract by 6. That is 650. 10 subtract by 8 is 2. And here we can see the points. Here we can see the significant points 161 runs, uh, Namibia can be defeated to United States of America if and only if the United States batsman Sanjay Krishnamurthy scored 198 runs out of 33 balls. Okay, here is the scenario 1. Well, scenario 2, what if 33 balls played by Sanjay Krishnamurthy contest 33 boundaries in lieu of over boundaries? Well, 33 multiplied by 4 is almost uh, 132. Hence, Sanjay Krishnamurthy would score 132 out of 33. Okay. Where the real score of Sanjay Krishnamurthy is 68 out of 33. What is 68? What is 132 subtracted by 68? That means here we can see 120 sub by 12 subtracted by 8 subtracted by 60. 12 subtracted by 8 is 4. That means 124 subtracted by 60. And 12 subtracted by 6 is 6. That means 64. Here we can see Sanjay Krishnamurthy's real score is 64 times less than the probable score when Sanjay Krishnamurthy contests only 33 over boundaries in 33 balls. Okay. Now here we can see what is the summation of 131 sum by 132. That is, here we can see 2 multiplied by 131, that is 262. That means United States of America could score 263 runs in 20 overs if and only if Sanjay Krishnamurthy would contest 33 boundaries in 33 balls. Okay. Here, what is the points of here? Hence, Namibia could get the target score as 264. Okay. And now, let's take it. What is the real score of Namibia? The real score of Namibia is 168 runs. The real score of Namibia is 168 runs. What is 164 subtracted by 168? That means here 0. I apologize. What is 264 subtracted by 168? That means 100 subtracted by 4, that is 96. Hence, Namibia could be defeated to United States of America in the difference of 95 runs if and only if Sanjay Krishnamurthy, the United States cricketer could score 132 runs out of 33 balls. But here we can say that that is how is the probable points of how is the probable effects of Nipah virus. But now, and here we can see it is the analysis of Sanjay Krishnamurthy to score 198 runs in 33 balls and 132 runs out of 33 balls is the points that how is the point if he would be not affected on Nipah virus. But what he would be affected on Nipah virus, he would score 0 out of 33 balls. Hence, Namibia could win easily. Okay. And now, well, I think it would be some significant points at the points. Well, here just for religious moment is not okay. Well, and now let's check on the what is the who is the second scores? That is Munak Patals. Okay, Munak Patals. What is the Munak Patal scores? Okay. Munak Patal score is 52 runs out of 30 balls. Okay. Now here we can see what if the Munak Patal scores 180 runs. Well, now here we can see I have feeling some illness here. I would be off camera in 2 minutes. Well, and now here we can see that points. What is the summation of 68 and 52? We have 2 minutes. 68 sum by 52 is 70 sum by 50. That means 120. Okay. The United States real score is 199. Now, what is 199 subtracted by 120? That is 79. Okay. Now, if Sanjay Krishnamurthy scored 0 runs out of 33 balls, and Munak Patel would score just for a moment. Well, here, if Sanjay Krishnamurthy scored 0 runs out of 33 balls and Munak Patel would score 0 runs out of 30 balls, hence there is the only probability that United States of America could score 79 runs out of 20 overs. And here, Namibia could get the target of 80 runs in 20 overs. Now here we can see what is the real score of Namibia in 20 overs. The real scores of Namibia in 20 overs is 168. That means it is the probability points that in first 10 overs, Namibia could score almost 84 runs in 10 overs. That means it can be probability that Namibia could be defeated Namibia could defeat United States of America by playing only 10 overs if and only if United States of America could score 79 runs if and only if Sanjay Krishnamurthy and Munak Patel would score. Sanjay Krishnamurthy would score 0 runs out of 33 balls and Munak Patel could score 0 runs out of 30 balls. But Here is the point. If Sanjay Krishnamurthy, both of Sanjay Krishnamurthy and Munaf Patel would be affected on Nipah virus. But what if Sanjay Krishnamurthy and Munaf Patel would not be affected on Nipah virus? That is the significant part. That is the significant part. What if Sanjay Krishnamurthy would be not affected on Nipah virus and Munaf Patel would be out of Nipah virus? Then what is the probable performance? Here's the capabilities. Here we can say Sanjay Krishnamurthy would score 198 out of 33 balls, and Munaf Patel would score 180 out of 30 balls. Okay. Now here we can see that what is the points. What is the summation of 198 and 200? I apologize. What is 198 sum by 180? Now here we can see the observations. That is 18 sum by bracket of 2 multiplied by 180. That means 36 multiplied by 10 into sum by 18. That means 316 sum by 18. That is 378 runs. As only from Sanjay Krishnamurthy and Munaf Patel. Because Sanjay Krishnamurthy would contain 33 over boundary out of 33 balls, and Munaf Patel would contain 30 over boundaries out of 30 balls. Okay. Now here we can see what is the summation between 100. I apologize. What is the summation between 79 by 378? Okay. What is 2 multiplied by 79? Here it is the points. 2 multiplied 9 is 18. 70 multiplied by 2 is 14. That means 2 multiplied by 79 is 158. That means 78 sum by 79 means 157. Okay. Now, what is 157 sum by 300? That is 457. That means United States of America could score 457 runs in 20 overs if and only if Sanjay Krishnamurthy would score 198 runs out of 33 balls, and Munaf Patel would score 180 runs out of 30 balls. Okay. Now here we can see the points. And now let's see what would be effect on that. Okay. Now it is the 4, 5. Now here is summation of 79. Oh my God. 79 sum by 198 sum by 180. Divided by 36. Well, here we could say that it was the easy points that if uh, United States of America could score 457 runs in 20 overs. Well, it is the it is the points that Namibia could target 458 runs in 20 overs. And here we can see uh, 36 runs per overs. Namibia has to win against United States of America by playing 13 overs. Okay, now let's see. But now here we can see what is the real score of Namibia. That is 168 runs. Okay. Now here, that is the parts that how United States of America could defeat Namibia. That is 457 subtract by 168. That means almost 289 runs. Well, and here we can say that 289 runs difference, United States of America could defeat uh, Namibia in the difference of 289 runs. If and only if Sanjay Krishnamurti would score 198 runs out of 33 balls and Munaf Patel would score 180 runs out of 30 balls. Okay. And now here is the points we can see. Well, what is the venue? Well, here we can notify the venue is Chennai. Okay. Now here we can see the Lauren come score 58 runs out of 39 balls. Now here we would say that what is the points effect of 168 runs from Namibia's batting innings in the base of Lawrence state cap scores. Okay. And here we can see at the moments, Lawrence 10 cap scores is here, 58 runs out of 39 balls. Here, he could score 5 boundaries and 3 over boundaries. Okay. Well. Now here we can say the 5 over boundaries and 3 what is 3 over boundaries? That means 3 multiplied by 6, that is 18 runs from 3 balls. What is 5 boundaries? That is 20 runs from 5 balls. Okay. What is here 5 boundaries and 3 over boundaries? That is 38 runs from 8 balls. Here is points. Now, Lawrence, Namibian batsman Lawrence scores 59 runs. Here, 38 runs is contributed in his personal score, 59 runs. Well, what is the points of 59? What if the we can say 59 subtract by 38? That is 21. On the other hand, what is 39 subtract by 8? That is 31. Well, 21 runs out of 31 balls is from single, double, triples, where 38 runs from 8 ball is containing 5 boundaries and 3 over boundaries. Okay, and now it is the points we are talking about. Now let's see what if Nipah virus would be affected on Lawrence, the Namibian batsman. And he could score 0 runs out of 39 balls. Okay. Now, then what would affect on Namibia's reply scores? Here is the points. Well, what is 68 subtract by 58? That well, that is 10. That means if Namibian batsman Lauren and Steve can score 0 out of 39 balls, here Namibian could score 110 runs in 20 overs. Okay, here we can see the points. But here the point is United States of America has provided 200 runs in 20 overs, but Namibia could score 110 runs in 20 overs just because Namibian batsman Lawrence Steve Camp scored 0 out of 39 balls. Here we could see the 99 subtract by 10 is 89. United States of America could defeat Namibia in the difference of 89 runs if and only if Namibia could score 110 runs if and only if Namibian batsman Lawrence Stevens scored 0 out of 39 balls. Here we can see the points. Okay. It is what would be effect on of Nipah virus on Namibian batsman Lawrence Stevens. Okay. But what if Lawrence Stevens would be out of Nipah virus? Here we can see the points. The points is here. That is the significance. Namibian batsman Lawrence Stevens could score 39 over boundaries in 39 balls. Okay. What is 39 over boundaries? That is 39 multiplied by 6 runs in 39 balls. Okay. What is 39 multiplied by 6? That is 240 subtract by 6. That means 234. Okay. Now here we can see 234. Namibian bats if and only if Namibia batsman Lawrence Stevens could score 234 runs in 39 balls. Here we can say that Namibia could score 244 runs in 20 overs as a reply innings. But here we can say, but here is Namibia get the target of 200 provided by United States of America in 20 overs cricket match. And hence we can say that what is the affected on here? The affection is significance at the moment we can say. Here I could provide the calculators at moments. And here we can see what is the calculator's points. Well, 344 divided by 20 is uh, 17.2 runs per hours. And what is 200 subtract by, 200 divided by 17.2? What is 200 divided by 17.2? That is 11.62. Okay. 11.62 runs. 11.62 overs. Now here we can see without Namibian batsman Lawrence Steve Camp, Namibian score would be 110 runs. Well, what is 120 subtract by 39? That is, we can say 90 subtract by 9, that is 81. Namibian, from the Namibian real scores, 110 run is from 81 balls that Namibian batsman Lawrence Steve Camp did not play. And now, as a hypothetical points, Namibian batsman Lawrence Steve Camp scores 234 runs out of 39 balls. Well, here we can say the Namibia score would be 344 runs in 20 overs, where the run rate is 73.2 runs per overs. And here in this race, if and only if Namibia could play 12 overs in the run rate of 80 run per overs, well, Namibia could defeat United States of America easily. That is the points. But here we can see the Lawrence Steve Camp provide irresponsibility that he could score 59 runs out of, 58 runs out of 39 balls in lieu of 234 runs out of 39 balls. And that is here significant points that how Namibia has been defeated by United States of America in 31 runs. Okay. Now here we can see what is the second point as we could notify at the moments. Well. Now second scorer is J.J. Smith. He could score 31 runs in 23 balls. Oh my Adonais. Well, now here we can see these points. What is 110 subtract by 23? That is 90 subtract by 3, that is just 87. Okay. Now, what is 23 multiplied by 6? So that is here almost 20 multiplied by 6 is 120. 3 multiplied by 6 is 80. That is 23 multiplied by 6 is 120. 38. Okay. Now here we can see the points. If here we can see the points. If Lawrence Steve Camp could score 58 runs in 39 balls, and here J.J. Smith scored 0 runs in 23 balls. What would be the effect on Namibia? The effect of Namibia is 168 subtract by 31, that means 137. Well, here we can see United States of America could defeat Namibia in 62 runs. But what if Lawrence Steve Camp scored 58 runs out of 39 balls, but J.J. Smith scored 138 runs in 23 balls? Here we can check the points. Well, 131 sum by 138. That means here 1 sum by 8 is 9. Well, here we can say Namibia could score 269 runs in 20 overs. And what is the effective points at the moment? Here we can see the notifications. Well, here the notification is the significance at the points. Well, now we can see here 110 subtract by 31 sum by here 58 sum by 138. Well, that is, we can see it is 275. Okay. Now it is can be 20 overs. Well, that is 33.75. Well, now let's see. The real target is 200, but the projected score is 275 in 2020. Now, what is the points? 13.75 run per overs. Okay, here we can see. Well, here the point is that Namibia could achieve the target provided by United States of America in 50 overs if and only if rest persons could score 79. Rest Namibian batsmen could score 79 runs, but Lauren Steve Camp, the Namibian batsman, scored 58 runs out of 39 balls, and J.J. Smith scored 138 runs out of 31 balls. That would be possible, and that is the probability that J.J. Smith would not be affected in Nipah virus. And here it is the points at the moment, but J.J. Smith and Lawrence Keep Camps, the two Namibian batsmen, are responsible to prove Almas Jacob right in the propaganda of false Nipah pandemic in India. Okay, where United States of America were trying to prove Almas Jacob false. Prove Almas Jacob wrong in the propaganda of Nipah virus pandemic in India, because United States of America scored 199 runs in 20 overs, where venue is Chennai, Hi, where Namibia real score is 168 runs. Okay, 168 runs in 20 overs, where venue is Namibia Chennai. Now here we can say that what if Namibia, uh, Lawrence Steve Kemp could score 234 runs out of 39 balls, and uh, Judges Smith scores 138 runs out of uh, 23 balls. What would be the affections? Here I can say the points. Okay. And here, that is the significant moments, as we can see. Well. And now here we can say the momentum points. Well, now here what 79 sum by 234, sum by 138. Okay, and here the score would be 451 runs in 20 overs. But the real target provided by United States of America is 200 runs in 20 overs. Then let's see what is the run rate if Namibia can score 451 runs in 21 overs. 20 overs. Here run rate is 22.55 run per overs, and here we can see 200 divided by 22.55 run per overs. Well. And now here is the projection is simple, that we can say Namibia could defeat United States of America by achieving the target provided by America in 9 overs if and only if this Namibian batsman scored 79 runs, but J.J. Smith scored 138 runs in 23 balls, and the second Namibian batsman, Lawrence Steve Kemp, scored 234 runs in 39 balls. Here is the moments. Here is the point that how Namibia is proving Almas Jacob right to spread the false propaganda of Nipah virus pandemic in India. Okay, and now here Okay, now here we can see that is the points at the moment. Okay, now here we can see this achievements. Now let's talk about Scotland versus England. Scotland could score 152 runs in 20 overs and provide England the target score of 154 runs. Okay. Now here, now how is the probability for England? That means how was the easy for England to chase the run of a target of 154 runs? Here I would discuss. What is 154 runs as a target? That is 25 over boundaries and 1 boundaries. Okay? Even if we have contains 26 over boundaries, here the score would be 156. Now here we are talking about the points of Scotland versus England. But now here we can see that is the points at the moments. Well, now here we would say that how okay, and now here we can say the points just for wait and watch. Well, now here is the points that how England scores to achieve the target of 153 provided by Scotland. Here we can see this is England played almost 19 overs to score 155, where 155 score can be achieved if and only if 26 ball played with the base of 26 over boundaries. Well, that means here we can notify that what is 26 balls? That means 4 overs, 2 balls. Well, here and how much of balls England played? That is 80 overs, 2 balls. That means to achieve this target, England wasted 14 overs to achieve the target. It is the points of England. Okay. But now, here we can see to counter the Nipah virus propaganda from Almas Jacob. Here I would like to mention that what is going about the points from here Nipah virus provided by Almas Jacobs if and only if Scotland could get at could apply his capability as they get an opportunity from England's misfieldings. Okay, now here we can see the points. That is the moments, as we could see. Well. At the first innings from Scotland, the highest scorer from Scotland is Richie Barring's son. He scores 49 out of 32 balls. And the second highest scorer is Michael John. He scores 33 out of 20 balls. Okay. And now here we can see that is the points that here we can of my hypothetical points. Okay. Now here we can see what is 32 multiplied by 6. That is here we can say 192. Well, what if Richie Barrington could score 192 runs from out of 32 balls? Here is the significant matters. Okay. Well, let's subtract 152 by 49. The subtraction of 152 by 49 is almost 103. Okay. Now let's sum of 103 by what's going on? Okay. Well, and now here we can see these moments at the significant 192 sum by 103, that is 295. Well, now here we can notifications that Joey, come on. If Richie Barrington could score 192 runs in 32 balls, Scotland could score here 295 runs in 20 overs. Then what is the points of England's batting? Here is the difference moments. Okay. Now England's real score is 155 runs. Well, 155 runs as the real scores. That achieved in 80 overs, 2 balls. Okay. What is 80 overs? That is 110. 108. Well, what is 18 over 2 balls? That is 110. Okay. And now here we can see because Richie Barrington could score 192 runs in 32 balls, Scotland could score 295 in 20 overs. Hence, Scotland could provide 296 runs in 20 overs as a hypothetical moments, as a hypothetical scores, target score. But the real point is England's real score is 155 runs in 110 balls. Now, what is the projection of 20 overs? That is the points. Okay. Here, significant points would be the significant at the moments. Well. And here we can see 155 divided by 110 multiplied by 120. Okay. Hence, we can say that in 20 overs, England could score almost 170 runs. And let's see the results. The result is the points that Scotland could score 295 runs in the base of Richie Barrington scoring 192 runs out of 32 balls. But England scores 170 runs in 20 overs. Hence, what is the results? Well, 29 subtract by 17. Well, 9 subtract by 7 is 2. Well, 2 subtract by 1 is 1. That is 125 runs difference. Scotland could defeat England if and only if Scotland could score 295 runs in 20 overs if and only if Richie Barrington could score 192 runs out of 32 balls. Here we can see it is the going for that is the significant moments. But what about Michael Jones? Let's see the ones. Well, now what is 20 multiplied by 6? It is 120. And here we could see that what is 152 subtract by 33. 152 subtract by 3 is 149. 149 subtract by 30 is 119. Well, now every Scottish batsman performed well, but only Michael Jones could score 0 out of 20. Here we can see Scotland could score 190 120 runs in 20 overs. 190 out of 20 overs. But what if Michael Jones could score 120 runs? Okay, now let's see the points. 120 sum by 120, that means 2 multiplied by 120, that is 240. Well, every Scottish batsman's score is unchanged. Even Richie Barrington scoring 49 out of 32 balls is unchanged. But now Michael Jones scores 120 runs out of 20 balls. Here the affection would be Scotland could score 240 runs out of 20 overs. And here England can get the target 241 runs in 20 overs. Now let's see what is the real score of England. The real score of England is 155 runs out of 80 overs, 2 balls. That means the England's project score in 120 balls is 170 runs. And now that's the point is England could be defeated by Scotland in the difference of 70 runs. I mean 70 runs if and only if Scotland could score 240 runs if and only if Michael Jones scored well, 120 runs out of 20 balls. That is the moment. Okay. Now let's change the score of D.G. Barrington and Michael Jones. Okay. What if D.G. Barrington scored 192 runs out of 32 balls and Michael Jones scored 120 runs out of 20 balls? Okay. And now here we can see the significant moments at the points 192 sum by 120. That is 312 runs would be only from Richie Barrington and Michael Jones, the two Scottish batsmen. Okay. Now let's sum the real score between of Richie Barrington and Michael Stones. Well, what is 49 sum by 33? 49 sum by 30 is 79. 79 sum by 3 is 82. Now here we can see. Let's subtract 152 runs by 82. Okay. That we can say that would be 70 runs. 70 runs. Well, now here we can see what is the summation between 70 runs and 312 runs. That is 382 runs. Okay. That means Scotland contests capability to score 382 runs in 20 overs if and only if Richie Barrington could score 192 runs in 32 balls and Michael Jones could score 120 runs in 20 balls. That would be possible. Okay. Hence, England could get the target 383 runs in 20 overs. Now let's see what is the real score of England in here. The real score of England in here is 155 runs in 80 over 2 balls. As a projections in 20 overs, England could score 170 runs. That means here the significant points. Now let's get the points. 382 subtracted by 170 runs. Well, 38 subtracted by 7 is 31. 31 subtracted by 10 is 20. That means 212 runs difference. Scotland could beat England if and only if Scotland could score 382, if and only if Richie Barrington scored 192 runs in 32 balls, and Michael Jones could score 120 runs out of 20 balls. And here we can see that is the points. The Here is the highest capability of Scotland. And now, sometimes we are grateful that Bangladesh is cancelled from ICC T20 World Cup 2026. And I think that, well, Almas Jacob is grateful that ICC cancel Bangladesh from their T20 World Cup 2026. Otherwise, guys, here England could defeat Bangladesh easily. But here, Scotland could prove themselves that Scotland was eligible to replace Bangladesh. Now here is the point that we have said that what happens that Scotland could replace. What happens that Scotland proved that Scotland is eligible to replace Bangladesh. The proof is the Scotland versus England cricket match. Okay. Now here we can see. What if Almas Jacob was right as a Nipah virus pandemic in India? Now here we can see that would affect on Scotland innings. Okay. The score. Richie Barrington could score 390. Richie Barrington could score 0 runs out of 32 balls, and Michael Jones could score 0 runs out of 20 balls. If and only if Nipah virus pandemic was real, accordance with Almas Jacob. Okay. And hence, the effect is that if Nipah virus pandemic is real, accordance with Almas Jacob, Scotland could score, 70 runs in 20 overs. Hence, England could get the target as 71 runs as a target. Now let's see what is the real score of England in here. The real score of England in here is 155 runs out of 80 overs, 2 balls. Okay. And here we can see the significant moments at the points. Well, let's find the points at this case. 155 divided by 110 multiple by 55. Okay, that would be 78. And here we can say England real score is 155 runs in 110 balls. That means England could score 78 runs in uh, England could score 78 runs in 55 balls. That means, what is 55? The 55 is four nine over one balls. With the playing of 9 over 1 balls, England could defeat Scotland if and only if Scotland could score 70 runs, if and only if Richie Barrington scored 0 runs out of 32 balls and Michael Jones scored 0 runs out of 20 balls. But that is not happening. That means Nipah virus could not affect on uh, Scotland. That means Nipah virus could affect neither on Richie Barrington nor on Michael Jones. And it is that means here Richie Barrington and Michael Jones prove Almas Jacob wrong in the propaganda of Nipah virus 20 well Nipah virus pandemic in India. And that means two Scottish batsmen, Ricky Barrington and Michael Jones, are enough to prove Almas Jacob wrong in the propaganda of Nipah pandemics in India. That is the point. Well, now let's see about the over boundaries. What if Ricky Barrington could score only 32 boundaries in 32 balls and Michael Jones could score 20 boundaries in 20 balls? Now here is the points at the moment that we can talk. Okay. Now here the point is 32 multiplied by 4 is almost 128. 8. And 20 multiplied by 4 is 80. Okay. That means Ricky Barrington could score 138. 128 in 32 balls. And Michael Jones could score 80 runs out of 20 balls. Here we can see what is 128 sum by 80, that is 208. Okay, let's find what is 70 sum by 208, that is 278. Now here we can say that is the probable points. And here Scotland could score 278 runs in 20 overs if and only if Richie Barrington could score 128 runs out of 32 balls and Michael Jones could score 80 runs out of 20 balls. And here is the moments at the, we can say, significant points. That is the significant moments. Then England could get the target of 279 runs. And England's real score is 155 runs in 110 balls. That means in 20 overs, England's projected score is 170. That means Scotland could defeat England in the difference of 108 runs if and only if Scotland could score 278 runs if and only if, Richie Barrington could score 128 runs out of 32 balls, and Michael John could score 80 runs out of 20 balls. Okay, and now here is the points at the moment. What if Ricky Barrington could score 16 boundaries, 16 over boundaries, and Michael Jones scores 10 boundaries, 10 over boundaries, where Ricky Barrington played 32 balls and Michael Jones played 20 balls. Now here is the simples. What is 32 multiplied by 5? That is 160. That means Ricky Barrington could score 160 runs and Michael Jones could score 100 runs out of 20 balls. Well, what is the points here is here? Okay. Well, 160 sum by 100 sum by 70. That is here we can see 26 sum by 7 is almost 33. That means here Scotland could score 330 runs in 20 overs if and only if Richie Barrington could score 160 runs out of 32 balls and Michael Jones could score 100 runs out of 20 balls. Okay, here we is the points. What is the projected score of England? That is 170 out of 20 overs. First, because England's real score is 155 runs out of 80 overs, 2 balls. And here we can see, what is, here we can, 33 subtract by 70, that is 23 subtract by 7. Well, that is 160. That means Scotland could defeat England in the difference of 160 runs if and only if Scotland could score 330 runs in 20 overs if and only if Richie Barrington could score 160 runs out of 32 balls and Michael Jones, the second Scottish batsman, could score 100 runs out of 20 balls. Okay, here is the points that how two Scottish batsmen was enough to prove Almas wrong in the Nipah virus pandemic in India, where the cricket match between Scotland versus England is a part of event of ICC T20 World Cup 2026, where venue is Kolkata. Okay. Now here we can see the points. Let's say the second moments and we could notify. Well, Uh, Now what? Let's say about the reply links. Tom Benton scores 63 out of 41s, and second scorer is Jacob Bethels, that is 32 out of 28. Okay, and here is the projectional points at the moments. That is the significant projectional points. Well, what is 41 multiplied by 6? That is 246. Okay. What is 28 multiplied by 6? That is, we can say 162. Okay. Well, I mean 168. Well, now if Tom Benson scores 246 runs out of 41 balls, and Jacob Bethel scores 168 runs out of uh, 28 balls, then what would be the points? Here we can see this moments. Well, 61 sum by 32 is, I apologize, 63 sum by 32 is 61 sum by 30, that is 95. Okay, now let's see what is the subtraction from 155 by 95. That is 60. Okay, now let's see the points. What is 246 sum by 168? Well, 60 sum by 60 sum by 24 is 10 sum by 30, that means 40. Okay. On the other hand here, well, 6 sum by 8 is 40. Well, that means here we can say the points 60 sum by 414 is 474. Well, England could score 474 runs in 20 overs if and only if Tom Benson could score 246 runs in 41 balls and Jacob Bethel could score 168 runs out of 28 balls. Okay. Now, but let me tell some points. But here, target is 130. Target is 153, provided from Scotland. Then, what is the significant points? Here is the momentums. Okay. And here we could see the significant at this moments. Well. Here 60 sum by 246 sum by 168 divided by 20. That is 474 runs in 20 overs means 23.7 runs per over. Okay. Now here provided target score is 154. Now let's divide 154 by 23.7. Okay. Now it would be almost, well, 6 over 3 balls. Well, now here we can see England could defeat Scotland in 6 over 3 balls in the to achieve the target of 154 if and only if England projectile score is 474 out of 20 overs if and only if race batsman score still 60 but Tom Benson's score 246 out of 41 and Jacob Bethel could score 168 out of 28. But here we can see, well, in the real life, England could achieve well, England could achieve the target in 80 overs, 2 balls. Okay. Now, what is 6 subtract by 80? That is negative 13. Okay. 1 over, what is 1 over 2 ball subtract by 3 balls? Well, that is 5 balls. That means to achieve the target of 154 provided by Scotland, here uh, England batsman waste almost 12 over 5 balls. Horse. Uh, and that is the significant moments that how was possible they were, that Scotland could be strong opponent for England, and as that is the point that how we could say the Scotland is strong to replace Bangladesh. Well, now in the first schedule, the match was between Bangladesh and England. It is like the cricket match would be England versus Bangladesh. But to support Bangladesh boycott ICC T20 World Cup 2026, we are hosting is India. Almas Jacob said Nipah virus is now being pandemic in India. That is Almas Jacob said. But what is the reality? Well, reality is opposite of Almas Jacob propagandas, and that was proven by Scotland. Well, to support Almas Jacob wants to support Bangladesh boycotting ICC World Cup 2026 in India because Bangladesh cricket team does not want to play in India's hence when Bangladesh has been cancelled. Bangladesh started to say the Nipah virus is being pandemic in India, and to support Bangladesh Cricket Board, Almas Jacob said the propaganda that Nipah virus is being pandemic in India. Well, that is the warning of World Health Organization's presidents. But well, when Almas Jacob's sources World Health Organization's presidents. Now, Scotland could prove Alma, both of Almas Jacob and World Health Organization president wrong in the propaganda of Nipah pandemics in India by scoring 152 runs in 20 overs in Kolkata. And England is same time proving both of Almas Jacob and World Health Organization wrong on, in the propaganda of Nipah virus pandemic in India by scoring, achieving the target provided by Scotland by scoring 155 runs in 80 overs, 2 balls. And that is the moment. Well, and now I have some question for it. The question is significance at the moment. Just for I would be well. The question is how well, Almas Jacob is still wrong about Nipah virus pandemics in India. Okay. Okay. And now it is the points. But now we have forgotten the third match that was occurred between India versus Pakistan. Okay. I have to rest for 2 minutes because I am feeling illness. And here, with the illness, here I would try to provide you some beautiful live stream at the moment. Okay. Now here we can see India scored 175 runs in 20 overs. Now here we can see what is okay. What is 175? That is here we can say 29 over boundaries and okay, one single run. Well, let's get the points. What is 160 runs? That is 40 over boundaries. 42 over boundaries, that is 168. Okay. 43 over boundaries. Well. Please, Bangla. Yeah. Well, Scotland is strongly eligible to replace Bangladesh. But now, if you want to that I would speak Bangla, well, I would speak Bangla with another channels, if and only if here is my personal life in another channels, I would speak Bangla. It is the points for me. Okay. Now here we can see 140. What is 42 multiplied by 6 is, well, what is 42 multiplied by 4 is 168. What is 43 multiplied by 4 is, what is 43 over boundary? That is 172. What is 44 over boundaries? That is 176. That means here we can see Pakistan could defeat India if and only if Pakistan could achieve the target of 176 provided by India in just playing 44 boundaries in 44 balls. Okay, what is 44 balls? That is here 7 over 2 balls. Just playing 7 over 2 balls with the 44 boundaries, Pakistan counters the probability to defeat India by achieving 176 runs as the target provided by India just because India scored 175 runs in 20 overs. And now that is the point. But what is reality of Pakistan scores? Here I would mention. Okay. Well, here they are mentioning points, the significant moments. Well. Just for momentums. Okay. And here, Pakistan scores 114 runs in 18 overs and they are all outs. That means we can say Pakistan scored 114 runs in 20 overs. Now we are just playing 7 over 2 balls with 44 over boundary. He targeted score of 176 can be achieved provided by India. Here we can say Pakistan waste almost 12 overs, 4 balls, but still Pakistan scored 114 runs. Now here we can, now it is the moment here India was proving Almas Jacob wrong in the propaganda of Nipah virus in pandemics in India. Well, Indian man says that if Nipah virus would be pandemics in India, then how is possible? Then Nipah virus would be pandemic in Sri Lanka. Then how is the possible that Indian man could score 175 runs in 20 overs? Well, I think it can be possible that Nipah virus pandemic, Nipah virus can be pandemic only for Pakistani batsmen. Yes. Hence, Pakistani batsmen could score 140 runs as a real score in 20 overs, while Pakistan contests golden chance that Pakistan contests the golden chance to score 176 runs in 7 over 2 balls with 44 boundaries. Well, here is the point how we can get knowledge about the crickets. And here we can see now every Pakistani batsman where B is easy to prove Almas Jacob right on the propaganda of Nipah pandemics in India by scoring 140 runs to be defeated by India in the difference of sig- uh, 61 runs. And that is the significant disasters that how Almas Jacob is criminals to that he can say, well, now let's see. I have said that Nipah virus is pandemic India. Now you can see the Pakistan could not score 176 in 20 overs. Well, where 176 runs is not tough for Pakistani batsmen, even by with the responsibility of Pakistan, Pakistan could achieve 176 runs at the target score provided by India in in 44 over boundaries in 44 balls. Now, how Pakistani batsmen could waste here? We educated Pakistani batsmen, we educated Pakistanis could not find it. Well, and now here we can see, but here we Indian educated persons and know that's how we can do it. Okay, here Kishan scores 77 runs in 40 balls. Okay, now let's get the hypotheticals. The hypothetical part says here. Okay, let's get the hypothetical where the hypothetic is the significance. Here, what is 175 subtract by, well, 77? That is 98. Well, that means every Indian batsman could score, could contribute 98 runs without Ishan Kishans. Well, that is the significant points. Now, if Ishan Kishan would score 0 runs out of 40 balls, hence India would score 98 runs in 20 overs. That can provide Pakistan 99 runs in 20 overs. And here, Pakistan real score is 140 in 20 overs. Pakistan could defeat India at the moment. Here is that was affections of Nipah virus on Ishan Kishan. But what if Ishan Kishan would be complete fit? Hence, he could score 240 runs out of 40 balls, where score is only in the base of 40 over boundaries. Okay. Hence, what would be the effect? The effects would be that India then could score 338 runs in 20 overs. But here, the Pakistan real score is 140 overs in 20 balls. Now, when Pakistan score is what is 338 subtracted by 140? That is 338 subtract by 110 subtract by 4. Well, what is 338 subtract by 110? That is, we can say 228. 228 subtract by 4 is 224. That means uh, India could defeat Pakistan in the distance of 224 runs if and only if India could score 338 runs in 20 overs if and only if here Ishan Kishan could score 240 runs out of 40 balls. Okay. And here we can see the points. Now let's see who was the second scorer. Okay. Well, Surya Kumar Yadav. Okay. Surya Kumar Yadav scored 32 runs out of 29 balls. Okay. Now let's see. Surya Kumar Yadav scores. Well, what is 29 over boundaries? That is 174. Okay. Now let's see. What is subtraction of 98 by 32? That we can say 64. Well, now let's see. Ishan, let's say as a hypotheticals. Ishan Kishan would score 0 runs out of 40 balls. Well, race batsman could score 64 runs, but at the same time, the rest person is Surya Kumar Yadav, but he could score 174 runs in 29 balls. Now let's see what would be happens. Well, 168 sum by 60, that is 228. Here, India would score 228 runs in 20 overs if and only if Ishan Kishan would score 0 runs out of 40 balls and Surya Kumar Yadav scores 174 runs out of 29 balls. Well, the score is calculation is disturbing. 174 sum by 64 is 178 sum by 16. India's score would be 138. Okay. Hence, Pakistan could get the target of 239. Hence, since Pakistani real score is 140 out of 20, well, what is this? What is the subtraction of 238 by 140? That is 234 subtract by 110. Well, that is 124. Hence, here India could defeat Pakistan in 124 if and only if India could score 238 runs in 20 overs if and only if Ishan Kishan could score 0 runs out of 40 and Surya Kumar Yadav scored 174 out of 29. Okay. Now here we can say the third scenario. Here third scenario is the significant points. Points that what if here Yeah. So Ishan Kishan could score 240 runs out of 40 balls, and Surya Kumar Yadav could score 174 out of, well, 29. Let's say the points. The summation between 240 and 174 is, well, 24 sum by 16 is 40, 24 sum by 17 is 41. Well, 0 sum by 4 is 4. The summation of 240 sum by 174 is 440. Okay. Now let's see what about the points. Uh, 77, well, what is 64 sum by 440? That is 68 sum by 410. That is 478. And now, how was the opportunity for Pakistani batsmen to defeat India? 478 runs, you can calculate. But here we can see the real score is, Pakistani real score is 140 in 20 overs. Here, now let's see, 478 subtracted by 4 is 474, 400, well, India could defeat Pakistan in the difference of 360 runs if and only if India could score 478 runs in 20 overs, if and only if Ishan Kishan could score 240 runs in 40 balls and Surya Kumar Yadav scored 174 runs in, well, 29 balls. And here we can say both of Ishan Kishan and Surya Kumar Yadav, we are trying to prove Almas Jacob right in the propaganda of Nipah virus pandemic in India. But unfortunately, Almas Jacob has been wrong in the propaganda of Nipah virus pandemic in India just because of Ishan Kishan and Surya Kumar Yadav. Well, I mean, notwithstanding the irresponsibility of Ishan Kishan and Surya Kumar Yadav, Almas Jacob is still proving wrong. Almas Jacob is still proven wrong in the propaganda of Nipah virus pandemic in India. Well, that is the point. Here is the moment we have mentioned it. Okay. Now here we can see at the same points, that is to significance at the moments. Well, what is the next schedule? Next schedule is well, Italy versus England, Australia versus Sri Lanka, well, Canada versus New Zealand, and Nepal versus Scotland. Okay, and here I would I would be in the next lifetime to discuss about this match to counter the propaganda of Almas Jacob about Nipah virus in India. Still time, see you then. Khodafez. Love you.